everyone, Stormy here, and welcome to my unboxing of the Breyer 2023 Halloween models. This is box number 1. I do have another box that is actually not here yet, but it is supposed to come later today, so I will be unboxing that in this video as well. Let's get right onto it. I did order everything of the Halloween models because I do collect all of the Halloween models. So I did end up ordering pretty much every Halloween item Breyer offered this year, except for the sweatshirt. The Halloween sweatshirts are super cool, but I just cannot justify buying more sweatshirts. Alright, there are lots of fun goodies in here. Let's start pulling things out and getting a closer look at all of them. Alright, there are 2 spooky surprise stablemates here. I'm going to wait to open these towards the end though, because the other package I'm waiting on has 2 more of these spooky surprise stablemates. Here is the pin, which I'll take the plastic off. This is the 2023 Halloween horse pin of Spectre. Side note, I've actually been pronouncing this model's name wrong. It's Spectre, not Spectra. I'm sorry for pronouncing it wrong throughout pretty much the whole video. And it is really pretty, really nicely done. I feel like a lot of these Breyer pins are pretty nicely detailed and such. It's got some nice orange and purple, and I do have the traditional scale model in this box as well, so we will be taking a look at him too. I am seeing the plush here. This is Draco, which is kind of obviously a little Dracula vampire. I'm kind of surprised they named him Draco and not just like Dracula or something, but oh, he's so cute and fluffy. That fluffy mane and tail. He's got an adorable little like kind of satin cape. He's got a little hang tag. It says Draco on there, the little vampire fangs. His face has red eyes, little fangs, that kind of like marking on his forehead. On his hooves, he does have Breyer embroidered on the bottom. He is very cute. Probably not one of my top favorites of the Breyer Halloween plush horses, but he is still very cute, and I'm happy to just be able to add him to the collection. Then this box contains the classic for this year, who is called Slither. Just realized the box is actually upside down. I can't remember if this is the same exact box design from last year's classic, but I think it is so cool regardless. I love the little special Halloween print for these boxes with all the little Halloween things and then molds of previous Halloween classics. So cool. I am very excited about this model. It was designed by Christine Jordan, and something I think is super cool is that it is both snake and quagga inspired, which I think is a really fun and interesting combination. I absolutely love snakes, and I love quaggas too, so it is just awesome. This model does have their kind of more eco-friendly packaging going on. Ooh, I can already get a bit of a peek at that really cool iridescent coloring going on. Here is Slither. Wow, this is like a lot more like color changing, even more than I expected. Like it's got kind of a purpley color iridescent changing look going on. In the photos it looked mostly like just green, but it is in fact got some fun color changing aspects to it. So pretty. And as you can see, it does have the little hang tag, which I will take off in a moment so we can get a better look at the model itself. This hang tag does say Slither 2023, and it's got a very cool like snake design around the border there. And I do love that this model is on the Malik mold because I love this mold. Even though I always want to call this mold a mare for some reason, it is technically a stallion, yet I always see it as a mare for whatever reason. This is so pretty though. There is so many neat little details packed into this too. Look at this face marking. It kind of looks to me like it's a cobra. Like here's the like cobra's head, and then like we got the hood on the sides of it there. Not sure if that was intentional or not, but it sure kind of looks like it is maybe. That's really cool. And I love there's like little patches of scale designs on the face. We see a lot of those scales on the rest of the body too. Honestly, the neck is what intrigues me the most, is how these snake designs kind of wrap around and make these stripes. Like, you don't even see that they're snakes right away. Or at least I didn't until I looked a little closer and was like, oh my gosh, there are snakes on the neck there. Now they wrap around to the other side. It's so cool. I love that the mane has also got the striping going on. And I'm noticing that this part on the shoulder looks a little off. I'm about to check on the pictures of the models, but it looks like the masking got a little messed up there, and I don't know if that shape right there is supposed to be like that. I feel like this part was maybe supposed to have some color on it or something, so that might be a little bit of a factory flaw there. Got some fun snakes on the shoulders, and I love the fact too that there is a snake on the dorsal stripe. That looks so awesome. And another thing I find really nice is I actually kind of like that the transition on the body from the color to the white is actually a soft airbrush instead of like the sharper masking. I don't know why, but I feel like that just looks really good and suits this model very well. Yeah, it's just sometimes I don't like it when there's like soft transition between like the white markings and color, but sometimes it looks really good, and this is a case where I think it just looks incredibly good. And it does have hooves that are also the fun iridescent green and purple coloring. On the belly it does say Slither 2023. But yeah, I forgot to point out too that the Slither like little logo here even also has a little snake in the design, which is so awesome. I love this, and I hope Breyer maybe does some more kind of reptile inspired models in the future in general, but obviously for Halloween it's very fitting. This model is so cool. This is probably one of my favorite classic Halloween models that Breyer's done. It is just so awesome, and I can't wait to see hopefully Breyer like transition this design into a stablemate some year as well. That'd be very cool. Now we go on to the traditional scale Halloween model for this year. And I forgot to mention, in case you are newer to how these Breyer Halloween models work, all of the Halloween things I just showed are Breyer online exclusives. The only one that is not, that you can find in like retail stores and such, is the traditional scale Halloween model. And in this case for this year, it is Spectre. I'm not keeping him in his box, so I will go ahead and take him out. We'll show the back of his box real quick though. He does glow in the dark, and I will attempt at the end of the video to show you all glow in the dark models glowing in the dark. Now let us free Spectre from his box. Alright, here is Spectre. I will admit, when I first saw him released back earlier in the year, I was not super duper crazy about him. I still liked him, of course, and still wanted him for the Halloween collection, but I wasn't like totally head over heels in love with him. But the more I've been seeing of him, the more I like him. And seeing him in hand here, I like him even more. He is really pretty. I love the coloring on him. First I thought maybe it was a little much having this kind of two-tone of orange and purple, but I think it is actually just fantastic. This orange is very metallic. So you can see it is very shiny, very metallic. The purple is not metallic, it is just more of a solid purple, but I like that it does have like a bit of variation in the color here. It's not really a solid purple necessarily, because his mane is like a darker purple, and that darker purple kind of shows up in places. I do really like his face. I like it when the Breyer Halloween models have a bit of a spooky face thing going on. He definitely has that. I like how his nostrils and his mouth are kind of like outlined there with the color. It's very cool. Makes him look very spooky. He does have these orange metallic eyes, which look to be about the same color as the lower part of his body. And of course we have these awesome spooky ghosts all over him. And we got some like splattered resist kind of spots on him, which I realize are probably a little different on every single model, which I think is always cool when the models have something that makes them a little more unique from each other. And he's got, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ghosts maybe on this side of him. And I do like his leg markings too. Look at that. They kind of look like spooky little ghost trails, kind of like the ghosts on him. Those are very cool. His hooves are an interesting color. They're kind of like this metallic kind of orange as well, like the rest of his body, but it looks a little different for some reason, because it almost looks like it has a little bit more of a, tiny bit more of a peachiness to it compared to the rest of the orange. On his tail, he's got this nice kind of transition of orange and purple. It looks really cool. This side of him, he's got more ghosts. There's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on this side, looks like. You can see there's one that's like peeking out behind his mane, kind of. That's cute. You can see more of that cool white marking kind of a transition there on his legs. And on his belly, it says in gold, which is kind of hard to read against the orange, but it says Spectre 2023 with a little ghosty on there. Kind of surprised they didn't use like purple, honestly, for that, but it's super cool. It just doesn't show up super well on camera. So there is that handsome guy. I think the gloss looks very nice on him too. Really brings out that coloring a lot. And I can't wait to put him with my other Halloween models. I promise that someday you guys will see all my Halloween models together. It's just hard right now when like 90% of them are all packed away in different boxes, and I can't really get them all out just for one picture or one quick video clip. Maybe next year I'll be able to show you them all together. Anyway, we still have 2 models left to go here. Technically 4 models once I get the second box that I'm still waiting for in the mail. And I always like to feel these first just to see if I can figure out which ones they are before I actually open them. This is definitely the mule. And this feels like Nevermore. So that's already good that I have 2 different ones. Hopefully that means I will get the 3rd mini apparition in the other order. Fingers crossed. So I don't have to worry about trying to trade them and whatnot. I got lucky last year, so let's see if I get lucky again this year. Here is the mule, aka little mini Cornelius. Wow, his colors are very bright. I had to turn down camera settings a bit so you can see him better. He is so cute. He is based after the very limited web special Donkey, which I do not have. I wish I did, but this guy is obviously on the simpler side in terms of paint job, just because the model he's based after is. But he is so cute. His colors are, like I said, very bright, very nicely done, even though it is very simple. His face is very cute. I love this little donkey mold. I think he's so funny. I do have a few of like the realistic colored ones in this mold in my collection. I think he's so adorable. So there is a little Cornelius. And then let's check out Mini Nevermore. Here she is. Beautiful coloring on her. Or I guess technically a him. The original model is a her though. And I love the designs. Oh my gosh, they came out very well. I just can't get over how detailed the Breyer Stablemate Halloween models usually are. They do pack quite a lot of detail into these teeny tiny little models. Like, look how intricate the designs on the back are, and they are done just beautifully. I'm not entirely sure how they do these, by the way. Someone mentioned that they might actually not be like masked on. They might actually be like some sort of stamp that is done on them in order to create these beautiful markings. I'm not entirely sure. I'd love to learn how Breyer does these though. They're definitely not like decals. Breyer has done some decal stablemates before, and the decals are just not a good idea because they tend to peel off and stuff. But in this case, however they do these amazing details, it just looks fantastic. And well, cool. There's the little silver skull on the haunches there. Spiderweb designs and all the ravens. Oh, just so incredible. So incredibly detailed. I love it so much. There's that beautiful tail as well. It's got some white with some like dark brown at the bottom. Kind of the same with the mane. Got a wider top on it. fades down to almost black, darker legs, and the hooves, oh my gosh, the hooves are actually a little purple. Kind of hard to show, but they got some purple on them. That is crazy. Maybe even see it a little better on the bottoms there. That is an awesome little addition, and I'm trying to remember if the traditional Nevermore has purple on her hooves or not. That's so cool that they even included that little detail. So there's Nevermore and Cornelius. Now hoping that the next Mox has the Django mini apparition. Alright, this ended up coming the following day. My box of 2 more Spooky Surprise Stablemates is here. Alright, there they are. Let's go ahead and feel them and see. Definitely not him. This feels like another mini Nevermore. Oh no, and this also feels like another mini Nevermore. There's another mini Nevermore and another mini Nevermore. So that's a bit of a bummer. Well, I got 3 different mini Nevermores to choose from though if I want to pick a favorite. My microphone I usually use randomly died out of nowhere, so I am using a different microphone right now to finish recording this video. Well, it has been a week since I filmed the last clip of this video here. The reason being, I ended up trading one of my extra Nevermores for the mini apparition stablemate, and I was able to trade with the wonderful Tegan of Zebra Strip Studios. Thank you again, Tegan, for trading. And so here is this absolutely gorgeous little guy. There is just so much detail packed into him. It is pretty amazing the amount of detail they're able to pack into these little stablemates these days. Well, I don't have the traditional apparition out currently to do a 1-to-1 comparison. It has pretty much all the same faces and markings and eyes and things on him as the traditional scale model does. I love how they did his mane, the 2 different colors that look so beautiful. He's got kind of a greenish interface shimmer on the top of that, like kind of purpley blue color he's got going on, which is also just a really pretty color. And so there he is. I'm happy to have my Halloween stablemate collection complete again. Now lastly for this video, I am going to show you these models glowing in the dark because mini apparition, Slither, Spectre, and the Spectre Pin all glow in the dark. Now it is late at night with the lights off and you can see all these beautiful models glowing very brightly in the dark. I think the glow-in-the-dark aspect that some Halloween models have is just so fun. And that is going to wrap up this video. Let me know in the comments if you have any ideas or predictions for Halloween models for next year. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a fun and safe Halloween season, and I will see you in the next video. Bye everyone!